Alright guys, gals, friends, family, Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft back with you with another super exciting recap, friends. And today I'm recapping the show Alone the Beast. This is season 1, episode 2, titled Ticking Time Bomb. Let's get right into it, friends, because this show right here, The Beast, this one I like almost better than Alone. I know it's a little more staged. I know they're not filming themselves and they do have a crew out there. But hey, I don't care. At least there was some action in this episode. We saw some footage of some bear activity, which was really cool. Alright, if you guys don't know, this is the show The Beast. And it's a 30-day challenge, friends. And the show sends out 3 individuals. They don't know each other. They may know of each other, but they don't know each other. They've never worked together as a team. This is going to become a 3-person team out there. They're back up in the Arctic, up around Labrador, British Columbia. The 3 individuals on this episode, episode 2, Ticking Time Bomb, we have Ben, 42 years old, from Lynchburg, Virginia. Nate, 46 years old, from East Jordan, Michigan. And Robert, 46 years old, from Alberta, Canada. I know Ben is the brother of Jordan from season 6, who got that big old moose. So he's got some killer skills. I know Nate was on season 8 when Clay won that with the deer. I know he's got real game. I've never seen this Robert from Alberta, Canada, but it turns out this guy's got some skills. Okay, this is a 30-day challenge, friends. No tools, just the clothes on their back and 1 animal. All right, friends, this is how the show works. The show brings the 3 individuals out on a boat. They're coming out on a lake. As they're approaching land, they see a flare shot off in the distance, and they have to make a mental note of where that flare came from, because that's where the animal was dropped. And for this show, season 1, episode 2, they ethically harvest a muskox. All right, my friends, a muskox resembles cattle, but it's more along the lines of a goat and sheep family. All right, friends, here we go. The 3 individuals run up on the shoreline. They remember where the flare was shot, and they instantly get over to the animal, friends. It's 55 degrees, and they have 3 to 6 hours, friends, before this meat starts to rot and bacteria sets in. So what do we got to do? No tools. They immediately start looking for some rocks that they can flint knap, sharpen up, and start cutting the hide off this animal. Now, very interesting, and I think they made a good choice. The team decides to do what's called a Gutless Quarter, where they remove the back quarters, the back legs, and the front legs, those 4 quarters. And they have a brilliant idea, friends, of storing those quarters down in the lake. Underneath, they put some big rocks on them under the water. It's about 40-degree water, friends, and that's really going to slow down the bacteria growth. Now, this part of the Arctic, friends, there's about 5,000 brown bears in this area, and they already have documentation where they've attacked and killed humans. All right, now evidence of meat caching underwater goes way back, friends, 10,000 years, okay, all the way back to the Inuit and these Arctic tribes. Now, day 1, they get all 4 quarters cut off with some sharp rocks. They get it stored down in the lake. There's a ton of bugs and flying insects around the animal when they get there, friends. They're tired. They have some cuts and nicks on their hands. Tons of bug bites, friends. No fire the first night, and they bed down under some trees on some spruce boughs, and they have those 4 quarters down there in the lake. All right, nighttime falls. It's about 36 degrees. They wake up the next morning, friends, go down to the water, and they see that something has stole one of those quarters, friends. A black bear came in the night, took one of those away, started eating on it. I'll be doggone if they don't find that thing up in the tree line a little bit. Clean it off, they get it back down in the water. Now these bears, friends, need to consume about 20,000 calories per day. They're getting ready for hibernation. That's what they require. Now, when they find that quarter that bear took, here comes a black bear, friends. Some excellent footage. They run after this bear. They're throwing rocks at this bear. They chase him off, and he comes back again, friends. Excellent. It's kind of a smaller black bear, luckily for them. About the 3rd or the 4th time that they chase this black bear off, friends, the thing turns around and growls at them. They know that this bear is not going to leave them alone. It's going to be back over and over, friends. So they decide they got to get a fire going, friends. They got to get a fire going, and they got to get this meat smoked. Let me tell you how they do it, friends. Nate, he digs up some spruce tree roots, real long roots, and they strip them and they weave them into some cordage, friends, and they make a bow drill. The 3 of them work as a team on this bow drill technique to try to get a fire going, friends. Now, one guy on this side on the cordage, one guy on this side on the cordage, and the 3rd guy in the middle holding a type of a bearing block, and the tube work in conjunction on the cordage and turn that spindle, friends. They work 2 hours on it, and the cordage keeps breaking. They get a brilliant idea, friends, to start using the long hair on that muskox. It turns out that the outer hair of the muskox has some long hair, and on the inner portion, shorter hair. The long hair protects them from the Arctic cold. They take some of this long hair, friends, and they weave it into some nice cordage, and after 6 hours, friends, they get a fire going. Good on the team. Now, day 3 is all about smoking the meat, and they have decided to burn the carcass, friends. Now, we see them sitting around the fire, and they know this bear's going to be back, so they decide to burn the carcass. That's good on them, and they're eating the musk ox meat, and they tell us, friends, it doesn't taste very good. It's really tough. They don't know how old this animal is. He could be a grandpa for all they know, but it tastes like liver, and it's tough. Not a lot of fat in it, friends. All right, I notice all of them took their boots off. There's no shoes on this team around camp. Good on them, because, hey, you always got to remember your foot health. Survival out in the bush, you got to take really good care of your feet. They're all doing a good job of that. Day 4, friends, they get to working on the shelter, and they build a very nice earth berm shelter where they dig into the side of the hill. They make a nice wall with some lodge poles and some spruce boughs, and they have a a fire inside the shelter. It's very nice, friends. They take that muskox hide, cut it up, and divide it into bedrolls. These guys are thriving. The three of these guys, they're not only surviving, in my opinion, I think they're doing pretty good. They're thriving. Now, day 8, they go down and they dig up the fat, friends. I got to tell you about this. This is genius. They took the fat and they buried it in the clay underwater, real shallow water. They dug down into the clay, buried the fat in there. On day 8, they come and they dig it up. Friends, they take some clay and they make some clay pots to cook and render this fat. Their initial pots keep exploding and breaking, friends, because if you have any air pockets in there, or you don't get all the water out of the clay, when you fire it in the fire, it can blow up. And we do see footage of that. One of the pots exploded. Boom, it hits, who did it hit? It hit Ben, 42 years old, from Lynchburg, Virginia. That's Jordan's brother. One of the clay pots break and hit him, friends. And hey, Ben has an excellent idea. The pottery's not working, so he decides to get a vertebrae from that muskox, and he grinds it up, and he mixes the ground up bone in with the clay. They fire it. The clay works excellent. They render the fat, friends, and these guys are not only surviving, they're thriving. They're eating and drinking muskox fat on day 8, and good on the team. They're looking really good. Day 14, we see Ben makes a real nice axe. Finds a flat rock that's shaped in an axe head shape, friends. The rock that he finds is shaped like this here. They find a nice handle, and with they burn a slit in this handle, and they put the rock down in there, and with that cordage they tie it on. They make a real nice axe, friends. Day 20, it's getting pretty cold, friends. Now, combined, the 3 men so far have lost 22 pounds, and they start making some bone gorge hooks for fishing, and they're using some of that tendons from the muskox, friends, and sinew for fishing line. Day 20, no luck on the fishing. It's very windy. We got some white caps breaking on the lake. The fishing's not doing too good. Hey, day 26, Ben gets a squirrel with a rock, friends. And it's good on them because they're eating this bad tasting muskox meat. They get a little bit of squirrel meat to go with it. Tiny bit more fat with the brains and the eyeballs and all that stuff, friends. So good on them. Day 28 now. Remember, they only got to make it 30 days, friends. They're fishing, and old Nate, 46 years old, from East Jordan, Michigan, he catches a big old 10 to 12 pound lake trout, friends, on this little bone hook that he made. Awesome on the team. Combined on day 28, friends, they've lost 61 pounds. And they make it all the way to day 30, and it's extraction day, friends. The 3 of them gather up their stuff. They tear down the shelter. They got that flare gun. They get to the shoreline, and they shoot that flare off, friends. The boat comes and picks them up, and good on this team. They make it. Ben, 42 years old, from Lynchburg, Virginia. Nate, 46 years old, from East Jordan, Michigan. Robert, from 46 years old, from Alberta, Canada. Good on the team. All right, friends. Here's what I got to tell you about this awesome show. I really like this one. This is Beast, Season 1, Episode 2, titled Ticking Time Bomb. 3 things that I got to tell you guys that I really stood out for me on this one. The work that they did with the cordage. Phenomenal work with the cordage, with the hair from the muskox and the roots from the spruce trees. Phenomenal work on the shelter. Earth berm shelter was phenomenal. And the flint napping and the work with the bones making the fish hooks. Phenomenal, friends. All right. Before you leave the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Smash that bell icon, and in that drop-down menu, do select all, friends. If you like the video, give the video a like. Leave me a comment, friends. And as always, God is good. God is great. I'll see y'all on the next video, because we already got a date.